be wondering what's the difference between a native English speaker and the English that you speak. You use almost the same vocabulary, you use almost the same dictionary. What's there that differentiates a native English speaker from an average one? Well, let's understand the way to speak like a native English speaker with the help of our experts. So here we are today. My name is Sukanya Raghuvanshi. I welcome you with the whole heart in the webinar Techniques of Speaking English like a Native English Speaker. We have with us Director CTLD, Professor R.N. Krishna. We welcome you, sir. And we have on the panel with us straight away from Tirthankar Mahavir University, Master Trainer, Mr. Ashish Agarwal, and Senior Trainer, Ms. Soumya Sood. Thank you both of us for sparing your valuable time. Before moving further to the session, there is one announcement. At the end of the session, I'll be sharing a feedback form in the chat. Without taking much of your time, I would like to invite our first speaker, Mr. Ashish Agarwal, to take the charge. Enjoy the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Sukanya ma'am. First of all, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University for providing me this opportunity to interact with you all. I am grateful to the Director CTLD, Professor Dr. R.N. Krishna, for his unflinching support through thick and thin. I'm glad that we have superb trainers with us, Ms. Soumya Sood and Ms. Sukanya Raghuvanshi. And moreover, I'm excited to see the response of the participants. More than 300 participants have registered for this session. And I promise you'll get something very relevant for your upcoming career and life. But today we're going to discuss a very important topic, that is techniques to speak English like a native English speaker. Well, this is a time when almost English is a very common language. Almost every second person knows how to speak English. Even if you look at a rickshaw puller of a tourist place, he can also speak English somehow. He can also speak awful English. But really we need to understand what is the difference between an average English speaker and a native English speaker. I would like to hear responses from the audience in the chat box. What is the difference between an average English speaker and a native English speaker? Can somebody tell me? Shubhang has said fluency, of course. Fluency is one of the very important factors, and the biggest thing is pronunciation. Remember, it's not pronunciation, this is pronunciation. Abhay has said native English speaker contract the words. Aman Ali has said vocabulary. Of course, there are a lot of differences, but the biggest difference is pronunciation. Native English speaker use correct pronunciation, appropriate pronunciation, whereas an average English speaker does not take care a lot of the pronunciation. In this era, since we deal in the placements and trainings, we see most global companies hire people with a good communication skills. They display in the advertisement they are looking for the people who are having good communication skills. But actually they are looking for the people who can speak like native speakers. They're actually looking for the people who can speak like native speakers. Because people with bad pronunciation are of no use. So I'm going to share some wonderful techniques to speak like a native speaker as well as to understand native speaker. So I'm going to share my screen with you all, and I'm sure you can get some wonderful techniques with me now. To speak English like a native English speaker. This is the time when everybody wants to speak English for different reasons. Maybe because of his academics, because of his job profile, because of his social status. But everyhow, English is the need of hour. So the first technique is connect word, contractions. Contraction is a very important thing which is used by native speakers, irrespective of language. Whether the speaker is of Hindi language, English language, German, Spanish, French, Japanese, Chinese, any language. Every native speaker uses contractions. What is contractions? Let me tell you about it. When you want to say in your mother tongue, in your Hindi, I am going to market. तो कैसे आप इसे हिंदी में बोलते हैं? मैं बाजार जा रहा हूं. But do you ever speak like that? मैं बाजार जा रहा हूं. or you speak like मैं बाजार जा रहा हूं becomes जा रहा हूं, मैं काम कर रहा हूं becomes मैं काम कर रहा हूं, कर रहा becomes कर रहा. So this is called contraction. When we contract two words, so this is a lot in English language as well. They contract. We often wonder that we are not able to understand well English songs, English movies. The biggest reason behind it that they contract, and we are not able to understand their contract easily. When a non-native speaker of Hindi speaks in Hindi with us, we easily identify because they speak like मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूं, और हम कैसे बोलेंगे? मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूं becomes चाहता हूं. So difference is there. Connecting words, contractions. Look at a list of contractions. We need to speak are not as aren't, cannot as can't, could not as couldn't, did not as didn't, do not as don't, so on. Not only the words will not, but other words also required to be contracted. Like इसी लिस्ट में आपको दे रखा है I am become am. So when you need to say I am a boy, so in non-native speaker will speak I am a boy. However, a native speaker will speak I'm boy. So I'm boy and I am a boy. This is the difference between a non-native speaker and a native speaker. So there are a lot of contractions. These list of the contractions will be shared with you all on your mail ID as you will register during feedback session. So you will get these contractions list on your mail ID. These contractions will help you out a lot to speak English like a native speaker. Look at another example of this. Some contractions are inbuilt of us. We are habitual of those contractions. हमें contraction में बोलने की आदत है. But the moment somebody speaks without contracting those things, we'll see ये कैसे बोल रहा है. For example, o'clock. When somebody asks time to you, you say it's 5 o'clock. But it's a contracted form. The actual word is off the clock. If somebody tells you it's 5 of the clock, आप कहेंगे ये क्या बोल रहा है? Off the clock क्या है? Because it's contracted already. It's o'clock. जब हमें कुछ नहीं पता होता हम simply कहते हैं I don't know. How somebody tells us I do not know, it will look quite awkward because they have not contracted. So in the same way, we need to contract other word also. If we are going to say I have done this task, so I should say I've done this task. So I have should become I've. This is how you can contract the words, and this contraction will lead you to become a wonderful native speaker. So look at some more connecting words. Like example is given here, black coffee. So K is a consonant, C is a consonant. I'm sure you are aware of the consonants and vowels. There are two parts in the alphabet, that is consonant and vowel. A, E, I, O, U are the vowels and remaining are the consonants. So when two same consonants are there in two words, black coffee, K and C, both are K. So we'll remove the first consonant. It will become black coffee. Instead of black coffee, we should pronounce it black coffee. Cold drink should become cold drink, not cold drink. It should become cold drink. When two different consonants are there, what do? T and D, two different consonants are there. So we need to again remove the first consonant. What do? Like instead of telling someone, what do you do? We should say, what do you do? Instead of telling, what do you do? We should say, what do you do? Not at all. If somebody asks you, do you smoke? You said, not at all. But a native speaker will speak, not at all. Not at all, T and A. When one consonant is there, one vowel is there, then we roll over the consonant into the vowel and it becomes no, te, tall. Not at all. So instead of not at all, it should become not at all. Look at a few more reductions when few words are reducted by native speakers. Like should have become shoulda. You should have done this. You should have done this. They'll speak like you should have done this. और इसीलिए हम समझ नहीं पाते कई बार उन लोगों को, because उन्होंने कहा you should have done this. उन्होंने कहा shoulda क्या बोला? But they have spoken should have. So we need to understand these contractions. Could have becomes coulda. You could have worked hard. You could have worked hard. Would have become woulda. Kind of become kinda. This is a kind of music. This is a kind of music. So kinda, going to become gonna, want to become wanna. So let me explain you. So let me become let me. So here we understand contractions, reduction words. Another thing is squeeze words. Next thing is squeeze words. Native speaker squeeze some particular word, specifically the words who have are with them. So they do not speak comfortable. A non-native speaker may speak, I am comfortable with this. But native speaker will speak like, I am comfortable. Comfortable. Instead of comfortable, it should become comfortable. Organizational should become organization. R should be given a pause only instead of R. Organization nahi, organization. International nahi, international. Because what happens when you switch over a tongue very quickly with T and R, with other words with R, it's very difficult for a tongue to speak in a flow. That's why we make sure we take a pause instead of R. Like instead of speaking international, we speak international. Not perfect, it should be perfect. Instead of perfect, it should be perfect. Squeezing words में ही कुछ और examples हैं. Pronunciation of the words is very very important. Sometimes you're not aware of the exact pronunciation of the word. Then we should make sure that we pronounce the words correctly. For example, many people pronounce it technology, but this is not technology. This is technology. This is not psychology. The word is psychology. This is not mentality. The word is mentality. Lot of people pronounce it biology, but it's not biology. The word is biology. It's not zoology. The word is zoology. So unless we pronounce in the correct manner, we cannot pose as native speaker. It's very important to pose as native speaker. Well, next technique is squeezing letters. We also squeeze some letters. We actually change the sound of some letters to speak like native speaker. And the reason is because difficult to pronounce like that in the flow. So we change a few things. The first thing is country. Whenever T and R are together in any word, T and R, it should be pronounced CHR. So instead of calling it country, we should call it country. Instead of calling it country, pronounce it country. Whenever D and R together, it should pronounce it JR, JR. So instead of 100, it should pronounce it 100. Instead of pronouncing it 100, it should be pronounced it 100. If you have any doubts about it, if you have any queries about it, you can at last you can put in the chat box, and at last I would answer all your queries. D and J, whenever D and J are together, D is silent. The pronunciation should be of J. Like it's not adjust, the word is adjust. It's not adjective, the word is adjective. It's not adjoin, the word is adjoin. Now next, D and U, D and Y. Whenever D and Y are together, pronounce it as J. Whenever D and Y are together, pronounce it J. So a non-native speaker pronounce, did you do it? But native speaker will pronounce it like, did you do it? So instead of did you do it, he'll pronounce it, did you do it? So we need to understand these things. If we are able to cope up with these things, we can definitely speak, we can definitely sound like a native speaker. And this will be very helpful to understand native speakers as well. Let's come on to the technique number 2. That was the first technique, contractions. Now this is the second technique, which is speed reading. Speed reading practice helps you out a lot to do it. कैसे करेंगे speed reading? Speed reading as well as speed listening, I would tell you. The first I'm telling you about the speed reading. What you need to do, take out one paragraph from the newspaper. One is small paragraph, hardly of 10 lines. You read it once, you might take around 40 seconds, 50 seconds. Read it second time. You might see it around 30 seconds. When you will read it third time, you will take time 20 seconds. So every time your time will be reduced. So it's very important to speak, read with speed. This practice will enhance your fluency, right? I'm giving you an example of this. This example will help you to understand this technique better. I would like one volunteer who can read for me. Any volunteer can put the name in the chat box. I will take it as the volunteer. Yes, Sukanya ma'am, is there any volunteer has given name?
Sir, Aman wants to read.
Aman
Oh, we are
wants to read.
getting names now.
Great.
Pooja, Aman, Prince, Sharik.
First name was Aman.
Okay, right.
We'll begin with Aman. Aman, I'm showing you a paragraph. Read it
Okay.
as in a normal speed, okay? Let me use my stopwatch to see how much time do you take in reading this. Aman, I'm sharing my screen again. Are you able to see that?
Not yet.
You can see the screen? You can
Yes,
see the
yes.
paragraph now? So read, Aman.
Shall I start?
Yes.
Some school-going girls are playing with the spoons. After some time, a peasant dog comes out from the kennel. Now all girls want to get it. All girls are really very eager to get the dog. Meanwhile, a white cat with black spots come and start dancing to captivate them.
Great. Wonderful, Aman. You have taken 18 seconds. Aman has taken 18.36 seconds. Aman, I would like you to read it once again.
Some
Quickly.
school-going girls are playing with the spoons. After some time, a peasant dog comes out from the kennel. Now all girls want to get it. All girls are really very eager to get the dog. Meanwhile, a white cat with black spots comes and start dancing to captivate them.
Great. This time Aman has taken 13.24 seconds. So reduce 5 seconds. Aman, at last time, one more time I would like you to read.
Some school-going girls are playing with the spoons. After some time, a peasant dog comes out from the kennel. Now all girls want to get it. All girls are really very eager to get the dog. Meanwhile, a white cat with black spots comes and start dancing to captivate them.
12.96 seconds. Little more reduced. And if you will practice it around 6 to 7 times, you will see you are taking around 9 to 10 seconds only. Right? With the practice, you can come onto this speed. Some school-going girls are playing with the spoons. After some time, pleasant dog comes from the kennel. Now all girls want to get it. All girls are really very eager to get the dog. Meantime, a white cat with black spots comes and start dancing and to captivate them. This is how you can read in speed. So practice speed reading. This will help you out a lot. Well, the last technique which I'm going to share with you all, that is called shadowing technique. The last technique which I'm sharing, that is shadowing technique. Shadowing technique is also known as imitating technique. Imitating. How do you do it? You listen to some native speaker and try to repeat in the same manner as he or she is speaking. As much as you repeat, you understand how to pronounce the word like a native speaker. So repeating is very important factor. So you can go through YouTube, you can listen to several videos, you can also go to BBC website. There also you can listen to videos and try to keep repeating what they are speaking. If you will do it, you will find it very easy for you to practice to speak English like a native English speaker. But I find that many students complain with me that there is a problem of finding a partner. I was interacting with two of my students before some time, and they were telling, sir, we don't get someone to talk. Now, what to do in that case? If you can talk to someone to practice your English speaking, that's the wonderful thing. But if you're running out of your conversation partner, then what can you do? Well, I have a solution for this. I'm gonna tell you a way. That is an app that is called Cambly app. You can download Cambly app from the Play Store. This app will help you out to converse with a native English speaker. By logging in this app, by registering in this app, you can get the list of tutors, English tutors from different countries, and you can select any tutor and you can start conversation with them. They will not only listen to you, but also they will correct your mistakes. So you might spend a little money in the Cambly app, but this will help you out a lot to practice your English speaking like a native English speaker. So these were a few techniques which I have shared with you all: connecting words, reduction, squeeze words, squeeze letters, speed reading, speed listening, and shadowing technique. If you practice these techniques, I assure you, within the practice of 15 to 20 days, you will find that you are able to speak like a beautiful native speaker. So you can do this a lot in your free time whenever you get time. If you have any questions in this regard, you can put in the chat box. Later on, we'll take your questions. You can put your questions in the chat box. After, when Soumya will finish up her points, I will take up your question. Thank you so much, Sukanya ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Ashish sir, for sharing such wonderful tricks. I hope all of our participants going to practice them in their daily life. Oh, I used a contraction. So yes, contractions will make you sound natural and fluent. Practice speed reading. As sir said, spend 10 minutes every day on reading and you can see miracles in days. Watch enough videos on English speaking and try what it is called a shadowing technique. This technique requires that you hear someone talk and repeat what you have heard exact way they have said it. So don't forget, the better you are at hearing good English, the better you will become with speaking like native. And the last but not the least, and the most interesting one is find a partner. Yes, find a partner with whom you can learn new techniques and get better ideas of adapting the right pronunciation. So the link is in the chat box. Install that app and happy learning. Now, without taking much of your time, I would like to call Soumya Sood to take the charge of making session more interesting. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sukanya, and thank you, Ashish sir. It was wonderful, your tips and tricks for speaking English in a native language, connecting words, squeezing letters and words, speed reading and shadowing, and of course that application that you mentioned, which is Cambly. I'm sure going to use it too. The more you read, you get familiar with the words and you're comfortable and easy the next time. Right. So when you ask a language student or anybody for that matter what their goals are, almost everyone says, improve my speaking. There are techniques you can use to improve your spoken English in a targeted way, right? A very warm welcome to all the participants. I hope you are all doing well and glad to know that you have taken a moment out of your lockdown times to make the most of your time by participating in this learning session. Let's start right off by saying that there isn't a magic pill for better speaking. That would be too easy, right? Basically, the best way to speak better is to, well, practice, speak, commit to practicing often and with as many different people as possible. It's a skill after all, and to get better in any skill, one needs to practice. Say, when you were born, did you speak your mother tongue or any language instantly? The answer is no. It happened over a period of time. First with few words and then some broken sentences, and voila, you're there speaking your native language. Now, how did that happen? Put your answers in the chat box. Was it A, by listening, or was it B, by simply speaking? Put in A or B as your answers. Let me see how many of you have got your answers right.
A.
Is it right? Thank you. So we see here it is important to have strong listening skills as well. Yeah. And it's always better to be hearing and speaking at the same time. You have the environment where people are speaking that language, and by listening and observing certain body language patterns, you picked up the language. Now, where will you get that environment? You have to create it for yourself. You want to be speaking like a pro in some time with your friends, your teachers, your family, right? So you have to create that environment around you. Now, one very important tip I would like to share is that after your conversation is over, take a moment to reflect. How did it go? How much do you think you understood? How comfortable did you feel with that subject matter? Or did you encounter any unknown words? The mere act of thinking about it in this way will increase your confidence for the next time you speak and give your targeted things to work on, for example, your vocabulary that you didn't understand. Now, you need words in order to talk, right? But we began using words or language to communicate, right? Before we did that, we were still communicating. How? But again, we needed language to communicate in a more effective way. So I'll repeat myself. See, before we need words, we need a language to communicate. But before we began using words or language to communicate, we were still communicating. Now, how was that? We needed language to communicate in a more effective way. Say if I look at you like that, was, oh, she's angry, oh, or that is angry, or I would do like that, okay, that's all right. So we were communicating with our body language, with our expressions. But to be able to communicate in a more effective way, we got language to, along with the body language, we also had the words that would help us to communicate in a better way. Now, the language as is, what better way than being able to speak the language as is with correct pronunciation, the right tonality, speed, etc., what Ashish sir has also mentioned. Now, how or where do we learn, right? So class time is great for learning vocabulary, but there are other ways you can increase yours. Watch movies, listen to music, the radio and to podcasts, read books, magazines and blogs. When listening and reading, find new and interesting expressions, slang terms and synonyms. Write down these new materials and look up anything you are not familiar with. All this will provide more content for you to use next time you practice. Now, moving forward, all this sounds good and better said than done. But I get nervous. What do I do? Do you get nervous or hesitate to speak in English? I'm sure a lot of us do. Well, part of nervousness around speaking is the feeling of not knowing what to say. To combat this, prepare a cheat sheet. It's a script for yourself. Are you going to the doctor? Before your appointment, research vocabulary relating to your condition and some common phrases you will probably need. Use the technique before going to pay a bill, eating at a restaurant, job interview, making a complaint, or for any other situation that might make you anxious. Prepare a list of questions and useful vocabulary to help you. Run through your cheat sheet a few times. Practice speaking to self, as it's only going to make you comfortable and confident when you will be actually doing it in real time. Another very important quick tip to speak English like a native: record your voice. We know, most people dislike hearing their voice recorded, but it's actually an extremely beneficial way to improve your speaking. Hearing yourself on tape shows you things you might not realize. Maybe you tend to speak quickly when nervous, you swallow your S's, or you mumble. On the other hand, you could be pleasantly surprised to hear that your speaking is far better than you thought. For bonus points, take your recording to your teacher or to a native speaker friend and have them give you feedback. You can also try doing this on Cambly application as suggested by Ashish sir. You bet, I'm going to try using that application. It's going to be fun. Now, the next thing is another quick tip to increase your fluency is to speak using a variety of phrases rather than individual words. You probably do this all the time in your native language. Do you want to say more than just a hi and how are you? And would you like to sound like a native English speaker? Instead of automatically asking, hello, how are you today? Mix it up by choosing other expressions like what's up, hey dude, or how you doing mate? But be careful, though some expressions will be very informal, not ideal for some situations. For example, if I may ask you, how was this session? You would say nice, good, awesome, not so good, etc. But the same thing can be said in a better way, like the session has been amazing, or the session was not all that great, etc. See, I'll share some common phrases with you. Something like, thanks so much. Now, thanks so much. Somebody gives you a birthday gift, somebody gives you a gift or something, and you would just say thank you or thanks. Maybe you can add a little detail to it. Thanks so much for the gift. Or thank you so much for driving me home. Or maybe I really appreciate your help. Or maybe you can combine the two and say, thanks so much for cooking dinner. I really appreciate it. All right. Now, when we want to apologize to someone, what do? We say like, I'm sorry, sorry. That's it. Just a single word. Now, you can use this phrase to apologize, whether for something big or small. Use for to give more detail. For example, I'm sorry for being so late. I'm sorry for the mess. I wasn't expecting anyone today. You can use really to show you are very sorry for something. Like, I'm really sorry I didn't invite you to the party. Now, another phrase is, I don't understand. Use this phrase when you don't understand what someone means. Sorry, I don't understand. Or I'm really sorry, I was not able to follow what you said. Could you please repeat? Now here, there's an informal greeting you can use when you meet new friends. If the person doesn't tell you their name, you can ask, and you are something like, hi, my name is Soumya, and you? Or maybe, hi, my name is Soumya, and what's your name? After you learn each other's name, it's polite to say this phrase like, hi, my name is Soumya, and what about you? And like, okay, hi, my name is Soumya, you're Alok or you're Sukanya. Nice to meet you, Sukanya. Nice to meet you too. Another phrase is like, when you disagree with someone, instead of saying no or saying you're wrong, which at times looks very rude, so you can maybe say something like, actually, I thought, something like will make you sound kinder and more polite than saying no or you're wrong. You can give your opinion. Actually, I thought it was this something, and I don't totally or fully agree with you, but this is what is my opinion. Now, everyone feels better when they know that they look good. Who is it in the world who does not like to be appreciated? Everyone does. And this phrase can be used to tell someone generally, that they're looking good. For example, you can say, you're really looking beautiful today, or you're looking great, or you're looking wonderful, you're looking amazing, you really look cute today, something like that. We all know these words like, okay, you're looking good. Replace those words, good. You have a good vocabulary, all of you do. Instead of good, maybe you can say amazing, beautiful, wonderful, fantastic, great. So just change, replace those simple words with these words, and you will see your sentence, your entire language is going to look so good and impressive. A small activity I would want to do with all of you, write down some power words in the chat box instead of the regular words that you use, which I just explained to you. I want 2 words from all of you. Can you please put in 2 words from all of you? Some power words in place of like good, like I said, wonderful, fantastic, great. Maybe some words that you can put in the chat box. We don't have very active
Adorable.
participants.
Adorable. Bold.
Excellent.
Scrumptious.
Amazing.
No. Fabulous.
Wow. Fantastic, sir. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Alluring.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you. So, Ashish sir has answered for everyone. Thank you so much, sir.
Ravishing.
Really
Marvelous.
wonderful.
People are very
Okay,
active.
so
They're giving a lot of words like that.
wow, amazing,
Mind-blowing.
amazing. Thank you so much. Super. All right. Now, before I close, I would like to wish all of you to have fun in your learning. Let's face it, it's far easier to learn something new when you're having fun. Inject silliness into your speaking. Practice by talking to yourself when you're alone, singing along with popular songs in English, doing tongue twisters. By the way, doing tongue twisters is a very good way of learning English. Developing or growing that fluency in the language. You can do tongue twisters or doing 1 minute impromptu speeches on randomly chosen topics such as maybe snakes, coffee, India, or subjects such as if I ruled the world, I would, whatever you want to say, 3 surprising facts about me, or which came first, the chicken or the egg. Great practice and great silly fun. There is no rocket science in learning a new skill. All it requires is your willingness to learn, your commitment, and a lot of practice. Good luck and happy learning. Thank you so much for being there. Sukanya, over to you.
Thank you so much, Soumya ma'am, for sharing fantastic way of learning by reflect conversation. Helps you to get more comfortable when you speak the next time, since it helps you learn and fine-tune your shortcomings. Instead of words, we can use phrases, which looks really cool and sound better. And you can sing out loud anyway, right? So that's all from our side. If any of you is having any question, please drop your question in the chat box. We have our experts to answer them here.
Sukanya, with your permission, can I speak something?
So please, the stage is all yours. So please.
Very good morning to the 3 trainers and all participants. I can see almost 142, 143 participants taking part. A guru feels happy when his chelaj becomes better than him. All right. So I'm damn happy that all 3 of my chelaj have become better than me. Right. And someone was saying, who doesn't want appreciation? Yes, Soumya, your today this session was extremely good. It was really adorable. I learned from you this word adorable, right? Amazing, excellent. I would say also you have done a good job. And I'm also sure our participants have learned a lot. I want to know, is everyone clear? What is native speaker?
Divyanshu Bhatia has answered. A person who speaks a language as his or her first language and has not learned it as a foreign language is the native speaker.
Very nice. Okay, it's
Prince
very
has
nice.
answered.
You know, the native speakers, when your mother tongue is your language, that is the native speaker. Yes. It was a wonderful session, I would say, all 3 of you. Done a good job, including the moderator was very enthusiastic in spite of having all the difficulties. Well done. Good job done. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So stop making excuses about not having enough time to learn English. By making small changes on daily basis, learning English will become a habit instead of a chore, or I should say headache. You don't need to spend an hour or 2 each day to get better at speaking English. Try dedicating 5, 15 or 30 minutes a day for improving your English. If you really commit to practicing English every day, you'll be better at it, I promise. Thank you so much to both of you and to all the participants, and the biggest and the greatest support for all of us, our director, sir. Thank you so much for being here.